I want you to imagine that it's a Thursday night, you get home late from work, you're tired, you eat, shower, and get in bed next to your spouse, and you go to sleep. And around 3 a.m., you're suddenly awakened by the sound of breaking glass, and you realize someone is in your home. Your heart is racing. You quickly awaken your wife to have her dial 911 to get the police en route. Before you know it, an armed intruder is standing at the front of your bed with a gun pointed directly at you. What would you do? You live 10 minutes from town, police are on the way, but you need help now. My name is Tyler Hart. I have a wife and 2 children, and I can tell you exactly what I would do. I would do whatever necessary to protect my family. I would exercise my rights to defend myself and my family, and that is my right to bear arms. In the Constitution of the United States, the Founding Fathers clearly stated the rights of all Americans. The Second Amendment in our Constitution states the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I am a firm believer in my right to bear arms, not just as a protection for myself or my family, but from intruders, but also for protection if I encounter a poisonous snake in my yard, and to be able to hunt to provide food for my family, and for pleasure as far as shooting targets or ski with my friends. Unfortunately, there have been several situations in the last few years that have brought the issue of gun control to the forefront as a topic of debate. Many pushing for a ban on firearms altogether. For example, the recent shooting of Congresswoman Gifford in Tucson, Arizona, the massacre at Virginia Tech not long ago, and the shooting at Columbine High School several years ago. The individuals that are looking at these incidences are pushing for a ban on firearms, but they're not realizing that it's the gun that injures. It's not the gun that injures or kills. It's the individuals pulling the triggers. The National Rifle Association, more commonly known as the NRA, has put forth a lot of time and effort into research and educating individuals on gun safety, gun rights, and the benefits of owning a firearm. With the most recent proposal taken to the Capitol for stricter gun laws, those behind the NRA remind everyone that it is people that are misguided or unbalanced who commit crimes, not the guns. Recent statistics done by researchers for an article, Gun Control Facts, state that there were 5,340,000 violent crimes committed in the United States in 2008. Of these, over 5 million violent crimes, there were 436,000, or roughly 8%, committed by individuals that were visibly armed with a gun. But statistics also stated that 498,000 incidences in which intruders were frightened away by a homeowner with a gun. In other words, there are more individuals using guns for the right reasons than for the wrong reasons. With these statistics showing the effect that owning a handgun for self-defense can have in a violent crime situation, it is not surprising that 45% of households do own a firearm. I want to mention a scenario that would be the situation if guns were banned. Think about marijuana. It is not legal here in the United States, yet there is an abundance of individuals that have access to it. Of course, you have to know the right people, but folks can get their hands on it. It is being used for medical treatments now, but this still does not allow everyday law-abiding citizens to have access to it. There is a black market for the sale of marijuana and other illegal drugs. This would be the same case with guns. While everyday law-abiding citizens should not be able to have guns for protection or hunting, those that break the law would still be able to get them on the black market. This would be a country where law-abiding citizens would have no means of defending themselves. There are other options to help protect Americans than putting a ban on firearms altogether. I believe the NRA is at the forefront of this with their re-education that they help provide. Individuals must complete a hunter safety course in the state of Georgia in order to obtain their hunting license. There are target ranges all over for individuals to practice and learn how to use a firearm in a safe manner. The state of Georgia also requires a background check for anyone purchasing a firearm from a dealer, thus preventing felons that have committed violent crimes from legally purchasing a firearm. If we focus more on educating citizens on the proper use and handling of firearms, and focus more on keeping convicted felons from purchasing firearms, we are not taking rights away from those that are doing nothing wrong. There will never be a way to keep criminals from owning their own firearms. Statistics show that 93% of felons that are committed a crime with a firearm admit to purchasing a gun off the record. Many Americans are concerned about citizens owning firearms because of safety issues and accidents, especially concerning the safety of our children. Children that do not know how dangerous firearms are decide to play with them. There are also incidences of children having access to firearms and intentionally hurting others because they do not realize the impact a firearm has. One of the steps that has been taken to help prevent children from these situations is Project Child Safe. While many individuals have gun safes or gun cabinets that keep guns securely locked away from children, those that do not can get free gun locks that are easily put on guns so they cannot be fired. And there's two models here. There's a trigger lock and there's a bolt lock. This is one example of a smart solution to a problem where those that are responsible are not punished. This is helping to protect our citizens rather than putting them in further danger by having no way to protect themselves. I want you to think about the scenario that I have given at the beginning with an intruder threatening the life of you and your family. Wouldn't you feel safer if in the moment you heard the glass break, you reached over and grabbed your pistol off the bedside table? Think of how you would feel if you reached over and the bedside table was empty. There's nothing there, no pistol, no form of protection, because the government has decided that you don't have the right to own it. In 2012, our government will hold its next presidential election. While I'm not telling you who to vote for or not to vote for, I would like for you to take into consideration each candidate's stance on the issue of gun control versus the right to bear arms. Thank you.